Good morning and happy Valentine's Day. I'm Alex Steiniger. Not only do I love that you're tuned in right now, but I love the ideas that our first guest has to offer to celebrate whether you're a happy couple or a happy single. Welcome back to the show, professional organizer Jennifer Phelps. Jennifer, welcome back to the show.
Hey, good morning.
And first of all, I want to say this champagne bottle you brought was feeling the love right before we came on air.
I know.
You kind of took the foil off.
Whoa!
And it went pop.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Thankfully, it didn't break anything. But that's a good way to get the day started.
I know, really.
So we're talking about Valentine's Day, and we want to spread the love. It's not just for couples, it's not just for romance, but
That's
there's
right.
different ways to do it.
Well, you know, for me, I feel like whether you're into the whole, whether you're starting with a bang or a fizzle on your Valentine's Day, it's a nice day just to share the love with people who cross your path. So I like opportunities like that. So, and it's also, if you're feeling a little lonely yourself, it's a great way to get out there and mingle with other people.
Cheer yourself up.
Yeah, exactly. So for example, like I said, I just like to do it to acknowledge people I bump into. So I like carrying around little chocolate hearts with me on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
I have these for everybody, of course, here in the station because you guys are awesome. And so I love the corny little Valentines and some cookies and candy. It's just very fun, just way to say hi and thank you to people.
But it's those corny things that people love. I mean,
Exactly.
It may seem corny in the second, but you give them a smile, they walk away feeling warm, you brighten their day. There's nothing wrong with it.
That's right. And then really, I'm getting slightly serious, is there's a lot of people who are lonely on Valentine's Day. So, take your grandma to lunch.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a woman on the internet and she's got famous because she sends Valentine's cards to widows and widowers. I know, so just thinking of people in your environment who may be lonely that you can reach out to, even just in your family or someone who's just, broken heart or whatever. But that's a great way to also spend Valentine's Days to reach out.
Well, I'm going to lunch with my grandma tomorrow. Rather on Friday, so
I'm going to Louisville for my 92-year-old aunt.
Really?
Tomorrow.
Congratulations.
Awesome. Well, and also instead of candy and hearts and stuff like that, if you get a little overwhelmed with all of that stuff, get a little creative. Call a babysitter and reenact one of your best dates, for example. Tucson is now hands-free, so I got my guy this phone holder thing, safety. Don't tell him though, I have to run home and wrap it up. Shh, don't tell him. And then, so, if you are on your own by default or by choice, I suggest you don't sit around and sulk, keep calm and have a spa day, do something, fun like that. But if you do plan to stay home and sulk, I have some cocktails coming up.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. They smell so good, and you brought the best ingredients too, and we'll get to them here in just a second. So we're talking about whether you're a couple, whether you're single, what are some fun activities that you can sort of do?
Well, I like these any time of the year. These are kind of icebreaker games and group games. So for example, there's one where it's just an icebreaker where you write an interesting tidbit about yourself on a piece of paper, and you pull it out and we met at a grocery store, and then everyone in the room has to decide what couple that was or if it's true. And then there's another one, truth or treachery. So I hitchhiked to Alaska, and everyone in the room has to guess whether that's true or not true. So these are ways to get to know each other.
Yeah.
And then a newlywed game, I don't know if you're old enough to know that, but when couples answer questions separately and then have to guess what the other person answered.
That can be ugly sometimes.
And that's why I say the winners win a couples massage, and the losers also win a couples massage because clearly they're going to need it.
Right. Too much stress. That's a good idea. So you host your little party, you have these little prizes, sort of get everybody involved. That's
and
a
also for
way to
networking, networking events, some business things, getting to know each other a little bit more.
That's right.
Yeah.
Good idea. So those are some fun activities. Now you mentioned whether you're at home alone or you just want to spend the night at home with your loved one, cocktails are always sort of a fun way to mix it up, but just don't put your eye out with the champagne bottle because that would hurt. So let's talk about some cocktails.
That was exciting, wasn't it? Well, here's a couple things. This is the berry bubbly, which I made these beautiful little pureed strawberry frozen heart-shaped ice cubes, which I forgot at home. So I substituted a chocolate heart for that. But you just put your bubbly on top of that, and that's good for just about any event, including grandma, and it's very pretty.
That's right.
So I'm not going to pour it on that. The other one, though, is called the Be Mine.
The Be Mine.
The Be Mine. So it has tequila, lemon, honey syrup, and I used, of course, a desert flower,
Local
wildflower honey.
Excellent.
You make a syrup just like a simple syrup, but you use honey.
Yeah.
And then you top it with, it says Prosecco.
Yeah, a little float.
Or a
you
little
called it,
champagne,
right?
a float.
How fancy is she? She calls it a float. You know, I've started trying to sort of formulate
Taste
my own
that one a
drinks,
little bit.
but I'm not as good as you
And
are.
my measurements might have been off this morning because I had to really perfect these last
So
night.
you're saying you put a little more tequila in there than?
I had to perfect them last night, so I might have been a little hungover this morning.
Oh, well,
Isn't that
I wish
tasty?
I was there with you. Oh, that feels, well, no, I don't wish I had a hangover. That'd be kind of bad. I wish I had to formulate.
Anyway.
Ooh, it's so good I can't even speak. It's delicious.
It is, isn't it? So that's the B mine because you got the little honey in there.
Tasty. All right, so you got
Okay,
this
and so
fun
the
pink
last one is the prickly heart.
Yeah.
And that is for those of us who are just not feeling it.
Yeah.
And it's a prickly pear margarita. So we've got, of course, tequila, we've got Cointreau, we have prickly pear syrup, and then a little salted rim. And so
Excellent.
cheers. And
Cheers
here,
to you.
oh, and somebody loves you. Always Uber and Lyft if you're going to be drinking.
Good point.
Cheers
Jennifer
and
Phelps
happy
with her-
Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah, I can taste the love in that. It's the perfect color, a shade of pink too, just in time for Valentine's Day. You know, you don't have to go out and necessarily spend a whole lot of money. Just do it at home. Enjoy your partner.
That's right.
And have a day full of love. Jennifer Phelps, you always
go.
bring the best spread. I think that's a good way to sort of end it too. Lyft and
Absolutely.
Uber, never drink and drive.
Yes.
And always reach out if you need some love. So Jennifer, thanks again.
Thank you.
Cheers. Now, for even more organizing tips, give Jennifer a call at 520-203-3269 or log on to jenniferphelps.org or TucsonProfessionalOrganizers.org.